What's going on, guys? Good morning. Welcome back to United View. Hope everyone is doing very well. Now, you may have noticed, we're a smidge late. We are a smidge late this morning. And look, you know me on the channel. I like to be honest and I'm upfront and I'll explain why we're late. And it's because I've been in shock. That's why I'm late. Late last night, and I've got proof, you know me. Late last night, I was sitting there in bed. I'm getting ready to sort of go to sleep for the evening. You know, you can hear the sirens going off in the background because they're shocked as well. Yeah, because I'm looking at my phone and I get a notification through, and I see KG's going live. I think brilliant. I'm gonna tune in to see KG. I'm gonna see him. He's back from holiday seemingly, and when I click on the stream, DJ, I'm greeted with this. Look at that. What's going on with the hairline?
I don't know what's going on. I can't explain it. I don't know.
Even Martial's looking at him, going, "What's going on there?"
Looks like Martial has borrowed KG some hair and a hairline. That's what I couldn't believe it.
I couldn't believe it. So this morning we're meant to go live. Oh, clicked the wrong thing. We're meant to go live at 9, and I'm still looking at the picture, going, "I just cannot believe this." 15 minutes, I was nearly looking at it. Unbelievable. But there you go, guys. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe button right-hand corner. By the way, as well, that was for a sketch. It's not real. He hasn't actually got a hair tattoo. I thought he had. I was like, I can't believe this. I thought he's gone away and he's got a hair tattoo. Oh, no. But no, it's only for a sketch, so it's fine. So be sure to smash a like on the like button, guys. Be sure to subscribe bottom right hand corner. Remember, you can also vote for us in the Football Content Awards. Links are in the video description. It's also the pinned comment in the live chat. Voting closes in 5 days. You've only got 5 days to get your votes in, so get them in now. You can also join the UV Members Club by clicking the link in the video description. You get your badges, you get your emojis, and you get your exclusive members only content such as UV Raw and other episodes will be coming out this week. We've got plenty to get into though this morning, DJ. We're going to talk about Cristiano Ronaldo, January exits. We're going to talk about no new contracts. We're going to talk about Anthony Martial doing an interview. And it wouldn't be a show without talking about Donny van der Beek. So I brought some Donny news. For you this morning. So let's get straight into it. Let's talk about Cristiano Ronaldo. Because, of course, the discussion after the Manchester derby was Ronaldo, the lack of respect, or Erik ten Hag not bringing him on out of respect, and Roy Keane saying what he had to say. Now, it's been reported late last night that Ronaldo is still eyeing an exit out of Manchester United. This comes from The Telegraph, saying that Cristiano Ronaldo is eyeing a January exit from Manchester United, and Erik ten Hag will not stand in his way if a suitable offer arrives. Ronaldo is hoping his prospects of more playing time improve between now and the World Cup next month, and that a strong showing in Qatar will boost his prospects of a move, assuming there is no change in his predicament at Manchester United. Barring a dramatic upturn in his fortunes, Ronaldo is hoping to get a move in January after failing to land the transfer he wanted in the summer. Erik ten Hag is believed to be open to letting him leave in the winter window. So that's the latest when it comes to Ronaldo. He's eyeing a January move. He's eyeing a January exit. Do you see him going in the winter window?
Yeah, Owen, definitely. I think I do see him leaving. I think that it's in everyone's interest if he does leave. He wanted to get away during the summer. He wanted to go to absolutely anyone that would take him. And I think, just kind of looking how he fits in and around the team, doesn't really fit. He's had a couple of stints where he's come on, or he started in like Europe games, and he hasn't really done a lot for us. You can see he's kind of, he's losing his powers. I think that's something that's been said even from last season, even though he did have decent goal contribution last season. But I just think it's best for everyone if he goes, and he can go and, he's probably got a few more tick box items on his list as Ronaldo does. He wants to fulfill towards the end of his career, and I think we should allow him to go and do that. I think football now has moved past the sort of the Ronaldo era. I think we're moving into a new era of football at this moment in time. So I'd like United to, say goodbye to the past, and let's hope we get someone coming in the other way. That's going to be even as half as decent. So yeah.
Well, I think also as well, it's a good point you make about, getting someone in, because if he does go in January, we've already seen this season already that having Martial and Rashford up front isn't enough, because one of them will get injured. Both of them will get injured. Rashford's still not even a striker. The only reason he's been playing up front is because Martial was injured and Ten Hag doesn't really fancy playing Ronaldo up front. So if we do let go Ronaldo, we still do have to get someone else in, you would think. And also, it's worth pointing out when it comes to Ronaldo, possibly leaving in January, like there has to be offers on the table. I know Roy Keane after the game said that, I know that 4 or 5 offers are on the table. And I said yesterday morning, I'm not calling Roy Keane a liar. Who am I to call Roy Keane a liar? But I would love to know what those offers were, because as someone that literally every day throughout the summer covered this Cristiano Ronaldo thing, spoke about the stories every morning, the only offer that I can recall actually legitimately being on the table was from a Saudi club. And it was reported last night as well from the Telegraph in this big Ronaldo story. It said Ronaldo had been keen to join a club that could give him Champions League football in the summer, but the only concrete proposal came from Saudi club Al Hilal, and that was it. And it was for this astronomical amount of money, but Ronaldo's still competitive. But you did have clubs like Bayern Munich come out, say, we're not interested. Napoli came out and said those talks didn't happen. Atletico Madrid came out, said, we can't afford it or we're not interested. Of course, Chelsea, it was widely reported that they turned it down. So I suppose this January exit does have to be hinged upon there actually being an offer on the table, right?
Yeah, no, 100%. I think if anyone's going to come in for him, I do believe it might be Chelsea. Just because, change of manager, they might want, instant results. They might want just a big name signing to kind of give everyone a lift. Maybe that's the only suitor that comes in. And again, the overseas suitors, maybe the Saudi clubs again, but maybe even the Chinese clubs, who knows? But I think it just depends on who comes in and where he wants to go. You're right, he is still a competitive person, so I guess he wants to be in and around, the major leagues in Europe, to still prove himself at the highest level. So, For me, honestly, Owen, like I'm kind of the Ronaldo shit for me has sold. It sold a long time ago. Football has moved past him. It's moved past him.
Well, you're going to get called DJ. You're going to be called a big bloody Ronaldo hater. That's what you are.
It's fine. It's fine.
That's what it is. But to All Elite's point, as member of the UV Members Club, says, well, they're getting Nkunku lined up in the summer. He's having that medical at Chelsea at the moment, and they've got Aubameyang. So even that Chelsea ship might have sailed. And I think the thing is for me, and we kind of touched on this last night on the Full View. The frustrating thing for me with Ronaldo now is that it's always about him. The conversation now is always about him, whether he plays, whether he starts on the bench and comes on, whether he doesn't come on, whether he's not playing like throughout pre-season, whether he's not even in the squad. The conversation is always about him. Sunday, the focus coming out of the game, and I suppose yesterday as well, the focus should have been Manchester United played badly. They need to improve. The mentality wasn't there. The aggression wasn't there. It was bad. How does Erik ten Hag react? But one of the biggest conversations was the sort of respect thing with Cristiano Ronaldo. And that's a problem for Manchester United because I'm not saying Ronaldo's going to stagnate Manchester United's growth or Ten Hag's, Ten Hag's prospects as the United's manager, but it's an issue. It is something that, it's constantly there. And I think clearly the best move for all parties involved would be that he leaves, but it feels like it's not as simple as that because there has to be legitimate offers on the table. I said it before, in the summer, I really do believe this. In the summer, if there was legitimately an offer on the table from a decent club, I think United would have worked it out. Of course, publicly, they said he's not for sale, they're not for sale. But I think they knew nothing was there. I really do think they knew nothing was there. So they just kind of carried on with it. It must be said as well, this isn't to question Ronaldo's professionalism or anything like that. The Telegraph also says Ronaldo has remained highly professional. He is hoping his prospects of more playing time improve between now and the World Cup. And as I mentioned, that strong showing in Qatar will hopefully boost his chances. And I suppose, DJ, look, if he goes to the World Cup, which he will with Portugal, and he scores a ton of goals or he has a Ronaldo tournament, maybe there might be that club in January that's willing to take a chance. Yeah. But also, that deal is still somewhat difficult to do, right? I mean, he's still on a lot of money.
Yeah, he's on astronomical fees. So it's going to have to take a club that can actually, hold that weight, literally hold that Ronaldo bank balance. They're going to have to sort that out. It's funny because you mentioned Roy Keane before. Like Roy was just like the rest of us, I think. I think he was reading the tabloids. I think he was going online. I don't think he had any real sort of inside sources for anything, to be honest. I think he was just, doing the speculation rounds like most fans do. There was no one that came in for Ronaldo.
Or maybe Ronaldo, tried to nudge Roy Keane and said, "Look, no, seriously, Napoli, don't listen to what they say. Don't listen to what they say, DJ. It doesn't matter that Bayern came out and said they didn't want me. It doesn't matter that Napoli came out or Atletico. They were interested. They did want to sign me. Maybe it's that. I don't know."
Yeah, and we still have this interview that he's supposed to be, doing. Do you remember he has this big interview
he's going
that's supposed to come?
You're going to tell all. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. There's no trailer for it. It hasn't dropped, so we don't know where that went. Maybe there would have been more clarification in the interview. Who knows? But, on Ronaldo right now, I think he is literally that player that is realizing very fast that, football is moving on without him. By the way, guys, this isn't a Ronaldo agenda. This is just truly how I feel. Football's moving on. And he's at the end of his career, in a sense. He has been picking up niggling injuries over the last year or two. So yeah, like it's literally just down to who wants to put up the money for him, who can afford to have him in the squad. And like you said, he's one of those players, again, very similar to Pogba, that garner a lot of attention whether they're playing or not. And does Ten Hag really want to have that at this moment in time? I don't think he does.
No, I think, and again, that's. And look, was he still here? He's still going to play, I think. Thursday, of course, he's going to be, it's Europa League game, Omonia. I would expect Ronaldo to start. Now, obviously, the fact that it's Europa League Ronaldo, rotation Ronaldo, DJ's so shocked he's spitting his water out. Europa League Ronaldo. That's what it was like. But the fact he's going to play on Thursday, the fact that he's being saved for, Europa League games it does feel wild, does feel crazy. But that's what he is at the moment.
Yeah, he is. And I think, the thing that's affected him is that Martial's come back and scored 2 goals. If Martial came back and really had a very, very lackluster performance, then there would be an argument now because of that defeat to City that, we need to change it up. Maybe Ronaldo needs to come in. We need goals. But Martial's come back, scored 2 goals at such a crucial time, in such a crucial moment, even though it was, I don't even want to talk about the City game. Let's not even go there. Please, let's not even go there. But Martial's come back, scored 2 goals. He looked quite sharp. He looked confident. And that can only lead on into the next game. Maybe Martial does start the, I think, in terms of Europa, I reckon it'll be Rashford, Martial, maybe even Ronaldo, because they haven't really played much. So,
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think that is a possibility. I just think, like, when it comes back to him coming on at the weekend, Martial, and Ten Hag did say, I think Ten Hag somewhat, I think it's fair to say, he did somewhat put his foot in his mouth when he said, I didn't bring him on out of respect for him. Because he could have just said, oh, no, I just wanted to bring on Martial, for fresh legs. Once you start saying about the respect thing, it opened up a can of worms that maybe he didn't need to do. But he did say it in his press conference when he just said, no, it's just Martial hasn't played for like nearly 2 months. That was it. So because he hasn't played for a couple of months, I just wanted to get, legs. I wanted to get some minutes in his legs. That was it. That was all he really wanted to do. So, yeah, I mean, would I be shocked that Ronaldo, if he's not still around, if he's not still around come January? No, because I think once again, it's a case of there has to be offers on the table. And I don't know if I necessarily see those offers being on the table. We've got a super chat here from Stephen Grant. Says, if he had done pre-season, we would have seen a better Ronaldo. Chelsea come in for him and get you over the line in the Champions League. I think, look, Chelsea were certainly interested. Well, actually, let me preface that. Todd Bowley was interested in signing Cristiano Ronaldo. Thomas Tuchel wasn't interested in signing Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, unfortunately, I'm not going to say that cost Thomas Tuchel his job, but he's not there anymore. The issue is that they've signed strikers since. They've got Aubameyang. They're going to get Nkunku in the summer. So I don't see why they would sign Ronaldo. Why would they invest? Why would they put that money in? Because Ronaldo is still going to get, in terms of wages, I mean, what's he on at United? Like 575, something like this, ridiculous.
Yeah, something crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still a lot of money. So and he's still Ronaldo. This is the point. He is still Ronaldo. He's not going anywhere for 100 grand a week. He's not. So even if there was a legitimate offer on the table in January, I think then there would have to be a discussion between him and United that would be like, hey, should we just cancel my contract? I've only got 6 months left on it. Maybe he signs a pre-contract agreement with someone because he will be able to talk to them in January. And then if he signs that, maybe then he and United sort of negotiate some kind of thing where he can go there early. That's not out of the realm of possibility. Maybe that's what they do. I don't know. But what I do know is that this Ronaldo conversation is going to continue on. It's going to continue on until the end of the season, isn't it? Certainly. That's it.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, I just think that it depends kind of who we're going to be bringing in the other side. Do you know? Because it's all well letting Ronaldo leave, but who is going to be the person coming the other way? Martial has proven that, his fitness is going to be up and down. Rashford is still fighting for fitness a little bit. Sancho is fighting for form again. Anthony's still an unknown quantity in many respects. Who's going to be coming the other way? Like, that's the big question to Manchester United. No,
you're right. That is because to the point earlier on, we've gone through this beginning part of the season with sort of three strikers, really two in actual proper ones in Martial and Ronaldo. And Martial's not been fit. Ronaldo hasn't really been picked. And even Rashford, had his hamstring issue. So if we were to sell Ronaldo, we definitely need a replacement. And then it gets into January of who can you actually get as a replacement in January? How feasible and how possible even is that? So that's going to be challenging too.
Yeah, there was talks of Cody Gakpo. I think that's how you pronounce it.
That's
Gakpo,
true.
Gakpo,
Yeah, Cody Gakpo.
Cody Gakpo. And I've seen a little bit of him. I won't profess to be in, this football wizard that knows all these players, but I've looked at him a little bit, and I'm not really convinced personally. I don't know how much he improved.
You've been watching the comps.
I've been watching the comps. I've been doing a bit of KG scouting. I'm not really convinced. Like, there's nothing I see. There's no X factor for me. He's an okay player. He's okay. That's it for me. But
I wouldn't be shocked.
The rest of the players is he?
I wouldn't be shocked, though, to Cody Gakpo's point, because I've said this before too, that if United did put an offer in, try and sign him in January, and he's sort of a makeshift striker until the end of the season, then they go into the market, because Gakpo can play on the left-hand side, so you could do it as either Gakpo's a striker, or Ten Hag just decides, okay, Rashford's going to be a striker, Gakpo can play off the left-hand side, then you've got Sancho, Gakpo off the left, you've got Martial and Rashford. That's still it, though, is your two strikers. You still need more. United still need more when it comes to that. They definitely do. Be sure to smash a like, guys. We've got over 500 people watching. Not even 100 likes. Oh,
wow, guys, that's horrible.
Look, I have to put on the Mr. Phelan thing until we get to 100. Got to do that until I can't do the Mr. Phelan voice, but shocking. I do want to talk about contracts as well. This was a story that came out yesterday, once again from the Telegraph, DJ, saying that Erik ten Hag had told Manchester United's hierarchy not to hand out any new contracts until he has determined who warrants them. Basically saying, until they deserve them, until I've decided who is going to be deserving of a contract, don't hand out any new contracts. He also said that he wants to move away from the culture of stockpiling players and automatically exercising contract options that do not feel merited. He is keen to ensure players do not fall into comfort zones and that any new deals are hard won. It remains to be seen if Manchester United opt to trigger the 12-month options on contracts of others, primarily with the intention of selling them for a fee next summer. Insiders have claimed he has been bitten on the ass by carrying people in the past, and that a desire for hungrier, more motivated players, coupled with the importance of keeping the wage bill in check, would drive change. Is that what you like to hear? You like to hear that, Erik ten Hag is saying to the Manchester United higher-ups, no, this culture of the past of just giving people deals because they're running out or triggering extensions just because we're worried about losing them on a free. No, you can't give out new contracts unless I say basically, no, I want them to have a contract, nothing else.
Yeah, I'm actually really happy to hear that, because the culture that we've adopted for so long has just really bitten us on the arse many times. Where we're stockpiled with players. Players can't get moves because they haven't played and they've been at the club too long. They're earning too much of a higher wage. Players, maybe off the back of one wonder goal, they get a brand new deal that they truly, really, really deserve. I love it. I love the fact that Ten Hag's coming in. He's coming in to literally clean everything up from top to bottom. And it's going to take time, but that is the type of stuff that we want and that we need at this club. We need to get it back to an actual football club, not just some mockery that's been ran for the last few years. So I'm glad that he's coming in. Like there were so many players that got deals and you're like, what? Like I think Phil Jones got a brand new deal. Why?
5 years in 2019.
5 years. Why? There was no need for that. So, we need to get back to, players actually earning their deals, earning their contracts over a nice long period of time, showing quality. And you know, and I'm tired of just having this backlog of players. Like, we still have players from Fergie, and we're on our how many, like, Ten Hag's what, since Fergie left, so what, sixth manager, I want to say,
something like that, yeah,
seventh, something crazy like that. So yeah, it's annoying. We just need to just have one manager, one face, and then slowly phase out players that aren't good enough. Slowly phase out the players that don't fit the profile, and just build from there.
No, I agree. I think that, you know, this sort of mindset of Ten Hag is shockingly a football-focused mindset, right? And that's what Manchester United haven't been, you know, primarily. Why have we triggered extensions? Why have we handed out new contracts? Because we're worried about sell-on value, which the irony being is Manchester United couldn't sell anything. When have we ever got sell-on value with any players? But they still give out contracts based on, we want to get some money for them, but then we don't get money from them anyway. So why not just change it now? You have to eventually, you just have to say, you know, we've been bad financially when it comes to selling on players in the past. Do an Arsenal, what Arsenal did when it came to these high-paying players, you know, these big players. In the past, what did they do? They said, literally, you know, people like Aubameyang, people like Ozil, people like Kolasinac or Willian or whoever. They said, you know what? We're not getting any money. We're not getting any money for them. So if we're not getting any money for them, let's just let them go on a free. Let's just let the contracts run out. And then the players that are here, you know, when it comes to certain players, if they've earned it, if they deserved it, we'll give them a new contract. Diogo Dalot's got a year left, I think it is. You would say at the moment he deserves to have his option triggered. You know, he deserves to stay at Manchester United another year. It shouldn't be the other way around. Oh, we deserve to keep him. No. They deserve to be here. That's how it works. Think of the football first. What have they done? What have they brought to the table here at Manchester United? Not in terms of, can we make any money on them or sell on value? Because again, the ironic thing is that we've been so financially driven for however many years, and we never make any returns on players. We never sell them on for big fees or big money.
Owen, I was going to ask you, when's the last time United sold a player for 30 million or more?
It's a handful of times. It's literally, I think, Lukaku, is the highest fee we've ever sold on a player. And again, that's money. It's good money, but it wasn't a transfer that worked. I think Di Maria, I want to say Dan James is up there as well. It's a list that small. Like, literally, it's not a lot. You know,
wasn't Dan James? How much did we sell Dan James for? Was it 20 million?
Like 25 million. We got away with one.
Wow.
And what's crazy with that is that, you know, Dan James is 25 million. We were celebrating it not because we're like, Dan James is leaving. More so, we were like, money. I can't believe it.
25 million. Crazy.
It's like Lukaku, Di Maria, Dan James. I think that might be about it. It's not a lot.
Yeah, it's not a lot. And that just goes to show you kind of, we need to get out of that culture because it's horrible.
Exactly. And again, and just accept how bad we are at doing it. Just go, you know what? Okay, let's just, again, if you've earned it, if you've deserved it, then okay, fine. That's the contract kind of nature we're going to be going with. And apart from that, no new contracts. Ten Hag is still, I think, in a bit of an evaluation stage with his United players at the moment too. He probably saw the game at the weekend and went, okay, I'm constantly learning about these players. And maybe if there were certain players that he was a bit on the fence about, maybe we should give him a new contract or maybe we should trigger that extension. Not that you want to be totally reactionary, but that's in the cons column, you know, pros and cons. Nope, that City game, I've seen their mentality in those big games. And that's what United need to, again, move away from. Absolutely. Be sure to smash a like on the like button, guys. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We are over 100 likes now. I don't have to get Mr. Phelan back on the screen. Or maybe I do. Maybe I do until it gets to 200 likes. You know, I'll do it again. I'll do it between every single story. I'll do it between every single story. Mr. Phelan will go up on the screen. I do want to talk about Anthony Martial. We did talk about him just briefly there. He's done an interview talking about his return in the Manchester derby this past weekend. On returning during the derby, he said, quote, "For sure, I would have preferred not to score and win this game, but it's always good to come back on the grass and score." Also saying about this weekend's performance, he said, "We are frustrated," talking about the loss against City. "That's not what we wanted to do, but this result is the one, and we're going to get everything to come back the next game. We started the game really badly, and then they were really efficient with the chances they had. It's really complicated, but it's like that, and we're going to do everything to be ready for the next match." I did want to talk about Martial because after the game when I spoke to you in the studio, you said, I believe the quote was, "There's no positives. There's no positives coming out of the game." Was Martial would you concede that Martial was somewhat of a positive with his goals?
I mean, yeah, but there was no positives because you lost the game anyway. So that's why I said there was no positives. But yeah, I think it is a good thing that Martial came back and he literally picked up right where he left off, showing a bit of good form. Because we're going to need him now, especially if, the rumours and the rumblings about Ronaldo are true in January. We're going to need a fit Martial that is firing on all cylinders. Now, over the last few years, he's been a very stop-and-start player. So, yeah, I'll just say that is a positive, and we're going to need him. But that game, Owen, that game... I know. You're making me talk about it. You're making me talk about it.
You got when you talk about Martial. Again, I think Ten Hag. The fact that he came on and scored 2 goals. One, you could say that Ten Hag was justified for bringing him on over Ronaldo. Not that the game was going to be changed or anything like that, but also as well, there's been whenever you talk about Martial in sort of the last 3 or 4 weeks, and people are saying, "Oh yeah, but Martial had a good preseason when you're bringing him in," and people say, "Yeah, but." These guys played 45 minutes in, 8 weeks of football or whatever it is, and yeah, he had a good preseason, but last season he was rubbish for Sevilla and he went on loan and this, that, and the other. Was the glimpses that we have seen of him this season for United, the 45 minutes against Liverpool and the 30 minutes against City, have we seen why Ten Hag's like, no, this is my guy. This is the striker we're going to have this season?
Yeah, but I think I do believe that, but I think that we've seen those glimpses over the course of his career at Manchester United. He has the talent to do that. We know he is capable of doing that. It's just always a question of, can he stay fit and can he do it over a decent period of time where he's going to be contributing to the club? Because there's no point in him coming back, scoring 2 goals against City, maybe starting the next league game, maybe even scoring there or assisting there, and then picks up a little niggling injury in training, not even on the pitch, and then it's out for another 5 weeks. We just need to see with Martial. I'm just trying to reserve excitement because when he does come on, he does change that front three. We do look more fluid. We do look more potent in attack, but it's just how long. It's kind of like the Varane question: how long can we enjoy this for?
You can't be naive and expect him not to get injured, basically, because that's one of my biggest frustrations with every player that's got a bit of an injury record is that he comes back and yes, now's the time he's going to kick on, and you're like, well, history dictates that's not going to happen, and if you ignore that, and look, let's hope, I'm touching wood here, let's hope that he does go through the rest of the season and he doesn't get injured, or if he does, it's like it's a one. A couple match kind of injury sort of thing. Yeah. And if you manage him properly, then maybe you can get through the season. Again, history dictates that won't be the case. But I'll be honest, I don't know if he had one season, I think, for United. It might have been, was it Ollie's first full season as the manager where he got like 20 plus goals? Like he can do it. And he does appear to be one of these players whereby he has to be like the main guy, and he has to have the arm around him from the manager of like, no, you're going to be the striker, and he can deliver. And look, you watched preseason games with me. I was staggered by his preseason performances. Yeah. He was excellent. He was. I don't even know when he was scoring goals for Ollie. I don't even know if I saw that kind of striker play. I think his hold up play is phenomenal. It's really good.
I think that's one of the things that Ollie kind of was kind of pecking at him about being a number 9, because before he was still trying to break out of the mode of a left-sided winger, and he wasn't really scoring those tap-ins that Ollie wanted to do. And now we're seeing, from the City goals, that's how a striker performs, and you can see that he's adjusted his game slightly now. Hold-up play is really good. He's always been good with the hold-up play, but he's getting into the box a lot more, and he's scoring those tap-ins, which you need your number 9 to score. That's great. Again, it's just, I don't want to sit there and be like, yeah, Martial, and big him up, because then we don't know, he might be missing for 2 months. So yeah, I'm just trying to just enjoy it while it lasts.
And that's why, circling back to the Ronaldo discussion earlier, right? That's why if he does go in January, we need a striker. Possibly need 2, to be honest.
You do.
If you're going to assume that Martial is probably going to be injured at one point, you need 1 to replace Ronaldo and 1 to be there for when Martial does get injured at some point.
Exactly.
We're still light up front. And again, ideally, I don't want to be shifting the likes of Rashford in there. Well, Rashford can do a job. No, I want like 2 or 3 number 9s. I want actual proper strikers, because we saw it at the weekend. Just the difference that having a number 9 in there, and I must preface this, a number 9 that can do what Ten Hag wants to do. That the difference that can make. I mean, as far as cameos go from the weekend, it wasn't bad. I mean, literally, he scored his goal. Yes, it was a tap-in, but you got to be in the right areas. And 2, he wins a penalty and scores it,
Yeah.
And the penalty itself was unbelievably soft, it must be said. But the actual taking the penalty, it's incredible. What penalty.
So, something's just dawned on me, right? And it was because I seen the Tottenham game the other day. I think you know where I'm going with this. I think United will probably try and go and get Harry Kane. I think they will. I think they will. They will.
You know what that is ridiculous as KG's painted hairline. That's how ridiculous that is. KG, painted hair KG looks at you. Looking, KG looks confused. Martial in the background looks confused, and KG there looks confused. Harry Kane.
Honestly, I honestly think, because I think Kane's fed up at Tottenham. I think Tottenham not going to really.
Why would he come to us? Why would he come to us? What's he going to win?
Project, United, big wages.
Project's he's nearly like 30.
He's not 30. What? I was Ronaldo 30. How old's Ronaldo? Old.
38. Yeah.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's younger, proven in the Prem. Why not? United have shown that they'll put down massive. Yeah, they'll do it. If they're going to pay 100 million for Anthony, you're going to go get Harry Kane.
Come on, Manchester United are not getting Harry Kane. That is, if Harry Kane, if he leaves Spurs, which he might do, I think he's going to go Bayern Munich. I think Bayern Munich have been sniffing around. Bayern Munich have been sniffing around him. They still haven't replaced that Lewandowski striker. Yes, they've got Mane, but that appears to be the one. I think Harry Kane's got, I want to say 2 years left on a deal. Maybe not 1, but maybe I think it's like 2 years left on the deal. So that could be an option for them. We're not getting Harry Kane. Why? Just the thing like that, Harry Kane, if he's going to move from Spurs, his boyhood dream club, it's because I want to win stuff. Unfortunately, and this kills me to say, unfortunately, you do not go to Manchester United to win stuff at the moment. It's not guaranteed. Like in the past, Robin Van Persie signs for Manchester United because he goes, tell you what, I'm getting nearly 30. I think at the time he was 29. I want to win the Premier League. I want to win stuff. Where do I go? Who's guaranteed to win the league or going to come very close? Go to Manchester United. Those days are over. Those days don't happen now. It's not a sure thing. What is a sure thing is going to Manchester City. They'll win the league. They might not win the Champions League, but they'll win the league. That's what it is. I think it was Guy Mowbray said it on the BBC commentary. It killed me when I heard this. They panned to Sir Alex Ferguson in the crowd. He's sitting there in his blue seat, and he goes, Sir Alex Ferguson was asked in 2009, in your lifetime, will Manchester City ever go into a Manchester derby as the favourites? And he said, not in my lifetime. And Guy Mowbray said, now it's every time. And just when he said that, a single tear came out of my eye, DJ.
Do you know what?
Like that.
Big up Guy Mowbray for that, because that's very good commentary. I like that. That's something that you would do.
I don't like that. I don't like that, DJ.
I don't like what he said, but I like how he did it.
I felt like Ralph Wiggum in The Simpsons when his heart snaps in half. That's what it felt like. I was like, oh. And then I started seeing these graphics of like since Sir Alex retired and how many trophies Man City had won, that kind of stuff. It is sad. And I got a response that said like, oh, yeah, but this isn't any revelation. Sunday's game didn't change that. No. And, even if we'd have lost, not as convincingly how we lost, that still wouldn't have changed the past. We're still miles off City, but it's just difficult. It's difficult living in this.
It puts it into perspective as well.
It does.
It into perspective. It puts it into core view because, the United fans I've been to Manchester 100 times, and literally you get United fans like, yeah, we run the city, it's United, but really, really,
well, it's still, in terms of popularity, in terms of revenue, in terms of Salah every week, in terms of fans, nobody can touch us. Nobody can touch us, and nobody ever will.
But City fans are growing though, Owen. Like even in the studio the other day, I met a City fan walking down the stairs. I was like,
yeah, but they can't. I mean, I don't even think they struggle to sell out the Manchester derby or whatever. That is ridiculous. The day before, there were still tickets available. That's a disgrace. Crazy. They're a disgrace. They're a cheat. They're as much of a disgrace as KG's painted hairline. That's what it is. That's the real disgrace there. I'm gonna keep bringing that up. We've got about 12 minutes left. Be sure to smash a like on the like button, guys. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Remember, you can vote for us as well in the Football Content Awards. Links are in the video description. It's also the pinned comment in the live chat. You've got 5 days left to vote for us in 3 categories. So if we can get an award, after only being around like 18 months, that would be incredible. That'd be amazing.
Amazing.
DJ,
Absolutely
DJ,
amazing.
you've been on here earlier than me. So
Yeah,
imagine
yeah,
how far we have come in like 18 months time. Imagine we won an award.
100%, man. Imagine if we won that. That's sort of like the Oscars, isn't it? You got to, put on a nice tuxedo and that.
Well, that is a concern for me because I've got to dress up, and I don't know if it's a black tie thing. I hope not, because I don't have a suit that fits me at the moment. So, but to say that, I said then to Flex, Flex, take me shopping, bring a camera. We'll put it for the members club. Which he said he would. He said he would. But I feel like me and Flex might have slightly different style.
What is your style? What would be your style?
Elasticated waistband, mostly.
Fair enough.
I mean, I don't even have that many pairs of shoes. I've got like, I don't know, 5 pairs of shoes.
I'll be honest. I hate wearing formal wear, but when I do, I actually feel like I feel a bit important. I do all of that. The tide. I'm more of a turtleneck guy, though. I like turtlenecks.
That's exactly what Flex said to me. He said, "Oh, and get you in a turtleneck." I went, "Nah, come on. You have that. You get my chins wrapped up around my ears. You know what I mean? It'd be that tight, like that. Oh, it would
turtleneck view. All of us show up in turtlenecks. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Nah, I'd have I'd give it V-neck shirt, tie. You know what I mean?
V-neck shirt,
that's what I get. That's what I'd be going for.
Nice.
You know what I mean? I do want to talk about Donny van der Beek, considering that he's your favourite, but he's surplus to requirements. DJ, we got to have a talk. It was reported yesterday from The Express that Manchester United boss Erik ten Hag has deemed Donny van der Beek surplus to requirements. And this was actually prior to Sunday's game against Manchester City. Of course, van der Beek's been injured recently, limiting him to just 2 Premier League appearances so far, which of course were substitute appearances. However, it appears his long-term future at Old Trafford is in doubt, with a potential move away in January on the cards. Now, It can't be said that this is not a surprise, right? I can't be a surprise. The proof is in the pudding, as they say. And even when Donny's been available, he's not been picked. And this isn't even just this season in the Premier League. This was all the way through pre-season. And we said it before, if Donny's not going to get picked by his guy, this was going to be the situation that made him succeed.
Coffin. Yeah,
is that what it is? Nail in the coffin?
Yeah, it's the nail in the coffin. As part of the Donny van der Beek brigade, the fan club, as it were.
Yeah, how is that Donny fan club going for you? Still a member of one.
The sign on the doors hanging. The bills ain't been paid. The electric's not on in the fan club. So it's woeful at the moment. But it's sad. It is sad to see, because I honestly see a player that never truly got a fair chance at United. Honestly, I don't think he did. He never got a run of games. It was always circumstantial that he didn't play for whatever reason. But then when you actually just look at the player in himself, he doesn't really specialize in any one area. He's not really known for being cutthroat in a number 10 position. He's a system player. And right now, we don't need system players like Donny van der Beek, unfortunately. I think he can still come in and do something, but it's down to the manager. And if not 1, not 2, but 3 different managers have come to the same conclusion over one player, that tells you all you really need to know about the player, whether we as fans like him or not. I had to give up, Ed T. I'm sorry, man. I had to give up. The writing is on the wall. You'll be in the fan club sitting on the floorboards. We ain't even got carpet. We're going to be sitting on the floorboards alone. I think Donny does need to have a move for himself, for his mental health. I'd like to go see him go somewhere where he's going to be playing week in, week out. I'm happy for him if he goes.
Yeah. I mean, look, I don't sit here sort of reveling in it as well. To me, it just seems obvious that for whatever reason, it can't be a coincidence when 3 people have all come to the same conclusion. And it must be said, this doesn't make Donny van der Beek a bad player. This doesn't make him rubbish. This doesn't make him terrible. We know what he achieved at Ajax. We've seen we haven't seen actually his qualities at United, but we do know in the past what he's capable of. For whatever reason, he's not suited either to the Premier League or Manchester United or whatever. And 3 people, one of which brought him through the academy, played him at Ajax when he had the success, has come to the same conclusion. Whether that's because, there are better players ahead of him, whether that's because, the physicality of the Premier League, we don't know. And I understand, because when you bring up the Donny discussion, it's always, but he's never had a run of games. He's never had a starting run of games. And that is fair. He never has had a run of games. If that is the case, when you do come on, you do have to. You got to do something. You got to find a way to get your way into the first team. And granted, people talk about match rhythm, and they go, well, if you're not starting games and you're not playing, when you do come on, how can you affect the game in 2 minutes or 5 minutes? That's also fair. But then it comes back to training, right? What are you doing in training to really turn things around? And also a bit of luck, right? I guess he hasn't had a bit of luck. Opportunities so far this season when he would have played, i.e. in the Europa League, he's been injured. So he hasn't even had the opportunity to play those games that possibly, he would have played. But it just hasn't worked out. That's it. It just hasn't worked out for Donny van der Beek. Troy's with a super chat. Now, Troy's been on a madness the last couple of days, DJ. I mean, Troy was on a madness on Sunday as well. He was saying that we were going to win the league. And he's back once again saying Donny is staying. We will need him in our title run.
Troy, I got to big you up, man. Troy. You have been active over the last few days. It's well respected. I respect you. You have been active and you are not backing down from your beliefs. So big up to you, Troy, man. Big up to
you. Even that, though, with Troy on Sunday, when we were 1-0 down, we're still winning the league. When it was 2-0 down, he said, we're winning the league and I'm enjoying this. It got to halftime 4-0. He went, we might have lost. I think you might be right. I think you might be right there, Troy. But I think it's there with Donny, they're saying possibly in January. But at the same time, do we need to, I guess, be cautious of, I guess he's not playing, but you still need a big squad. We don't know what the situation is going to be like coming out of the World Cup, right? We might have injuries. We might have a staggered return. So maybe his chance will still come. Maybe just at the last minute, DJ, when you think he's out, he pulls you back in again. Is there still a chance?
No, I think we exercised that card with Ollie when Ollie was like, no, I'm not going to let him go because of COVID. We need extra players, etc. And he still didn't even get. He still didn't even really get a game. And he got a game on when I think maybe Ollie's last game. I think he played, didn't he?
He played. I think I remember him. I think it was Watford. He came on. He had a couple of games right towards the end of Ollie's run, and he played all right.
Well. And he played all right as well. So I think the unfortunate thing for him is that when you do see Bruno in a 10, even though we get upset with Bruno because he gives the ball away, but he does affect the game when he's on. When Bruno's on, he affects the game. When Donny's on, does he really affect the game? No. Do you play him as a deep line 6? No. Do you play him as a box-to-box? No, you don't. So he just doesn't seem to fit in the team. And I think with Donny as well, one thing Donny can do is pass. That's one thing he can do. He can pass because that's what his game excels on, quick passing. And I think if there was a way with Ten Hag to incorporate him in, then the passing that Fred can't do, that McTominay can't do, Donny can do. But then it's the other part of it that he lacks. He's not that mobile to me either. He doesn't seem really to be an extremely mobile, athletic, mobile player. He doesn't really seem that. So the box-to-box would be out of the question. So. Yeah, it's the writing on the wall. Guys, in the fan club, it is the writing on the wall. Donny is surplus to requirements, man. Like, you can see it.
And to be fair, in pre-season, again, because he wasn't starting the games in pre-season, but he came on, I think it was against Palace, and there was a second half period. It was like 15 minutes for United, and he was playing in this, and he was brilliant. And he was, and I thought, here we go, right? I'm starting to get it. I'm starting to understand. Here we go. And then he started the next game, and it was okay, but I think he came off halftime. And that's kind of it. It's sort of and his movement's good, okay. But to your point, it doesn't affect the game. Sometimes he'll go through games and he'll get into good spaces, but the ball doesn't go to him. But then you're not affecting the game. If you're making decent runs, that's fine. But eventually, you have to go right. I'm not getting the ball. I've got to do something. I've got to, take it upon myself to affect the game. And he doesn't really do that. Troy with another super chat says, way too early to be calling time on Donny. He is staying. To be fair, Troy, how long's Donny been at the club now? It's his third year at Manchester United, but it's way too early to be calling time on Donny. He's staying. We're just a few games in. Relax. He'll be one of our better players in our league win. He is quality.
You know what?
League? The Europa League win.
Yeah, Europa League, I'm guessing. But one thing I noticed about Donny was he only ever really played well when for example, when Mata used to play. When Mata would come on in those little games, they would link up and he'd have a player that's on his wavelength. But United, we're trying to be very direct nowadays. So Donny's not, he's not a direct player.
And also, you could argue as well, does he thrive in, say, the Eredivisie, where it's a little bit less physical? And also, too, look, if the perception is, and this was the situation that Ollie had with him, and I guess Ranić too, and possibly even Ten Hag, where he is perceived as a number 10. The issue is the other number 10 at Manchester United is Bruno Fernandes. And he's also, I know Maguire's the club captain, but at the moment, Bruno's the captain. Yeah. And he's just not going to get in ahead of Bruno Fernandes. He's just not. Yeah. And I know people don't like Bruno, and I know some people are like, he's wasteful, or he can be, he's a moaner or whatever, or his touch is rubbish. But Donny van de Beek, he's just not going to get ahead of Bruno Fernandes. He just factually, he is not. Like the goals and assists that Bruno brings, does Donny bring to the side? He doesn't bring the goals. Maybe he would bring assists. I don't know, but that's a really big call for Erik ten Hag to make, to say, I'm going to go with Donny over Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, that's massive. But also, here's a question. Do you think if we were successful in getting De Jong, you reckon that would have changed anything for Donny? If De Jong was in our midfield now, do you think it would have changed anything for him? No?
I don't think so. I don't. Yeah. I think that... And I was thinking this at the weekend, because I think it might have been you that asked me this question, that, if De Jong was in that midfield at the weekend, would it have made any difference? I don't think so. I don't. Unless it's just a case of it's another different personality, or it's a different mentality, because that's really what lost us the game, was mentality. Then I don't know. But I think we'd have got just as overrun. We got absolutely battered in midfield on Sunday.
What midfield?
Exactly. So I don't know if he'd have made much difference. And to back to your question, for Donny, maybe Donny was on the phone to Frankie going, mate, I wouldn't. Things aren't the same. Things aren't the same. I know Eric's here, but things aren't the same. But then again, look, clearly Ten Hag, when he has signed the people that have been his guys, Martinez or Anthony or Malacia or whoever, people he knows and people he trusts, they play. And people like Casemiro, who he doesn't know so well, haven't played so far. So maybe Frankie would be... Well, if Frankie de Jong came to United, he would be playing. You wouldn't be pursuing that guy for that long period of time. And to be honest, I don't want to hear his name ever again. Because after the summer that we had... Honestly, the other day when it was like, oh, United might be interested next summer going in again, I thought, I can't do it again. DJ, I can't.
I do want him, though. I do think he improves that midfield tenfold, man. I think he's a phenomenal player, and he's what we need.
Yeah, and I also want Mbappe and Haaland, but we're not getting we're not getting him. I'm not saying that Frankie de Jong is as good as them. He's not. But the point being that at the same, like Frankie de Jong does not want to leave Barcelona.
We're just not attractive. We're not attractive anymore. We're not unless we finish somewhere very amicable in the league. We get a second place finish. We win a major trophy. Maybe, and that's saying maybe players would want to come, but we're just gonna have to go for the young talent and then build them up. That's what we have to do.
And it's amazing what can change quickly, isn't it? Because Man United might have been somewhat of an attractive proposition, the last few weeks when they see the little bit of form continuing. You go, they're unbeaten in the league. You go, oh, they beat Arsenal and they beat Liverpool. Oh, actually, maybe next summer I might be interested. Maybe January I might be interested. 6-1 down at the Etihad. They go, no, I probably won't want to go to Manchester United. Actually, probably not. Yeah. It's amazing how quickly that can change.
Manchester United. Yep, cross
100%. Yeah. But look, on the other side of it, as much as you said you don't want to talk about it, it is still one game, And
it's damaging though. That one, and it was the way we got beaten. It was an arse whooping. We got our ass kicked, like literally just kicked. It's very similar to when Goldberg came back against Brock Lesnar. What was it? Obviously, I know Brock Lesnar behind the scenes was injured.
It was Survivor Series 2016. It was a very short match. I think it lasted about 90 seconds, and it shocked everyone. 2 spears and a jackhammer,
right?
2 spears, jackhammer. That's what it was. A shove to the mat first. Yeah, that's what it is. And you can catch all the wrestling news on my wrestling channel, which is Owen Wrestle News 365. That's a little plug there.
You like the little assist there? The assist?
Oh, absolutely. I think we're on 8K in terms of subscribers there at the moment, or like one away from 8K. So you might be the 8,000th subscriber, which for a wrestling channel, which no one cares about, unbelievable. So you can join me there.
It was really good.
But to your point, it was very one-sided, the game at the weekend. But look, beat Omonia on Thursday, beat Everton on Sunday, which is going to be very difficult at Goodison Park. And I saw a crazy stat, by the way. Everton, I think, have conceded like the least amount of goals in the Premier League this season.
Oh, great. That's
crazy, isn't it? How wild is that?
Banana skin pending. banana skin pending, I'm telling you.
Yeah. But there you go, guys. That's the latest Manchester United news for you this morning. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. As I mentioned, you can vote for us in the Football Content Awards. Links are in the video description below. It's also the pinned comment in the live chat. You've got 5 days left to vote, so be sure to vote for us there. Remember, you can join the UV Members Club as well. Links in the video description there. You get your badges, you get your emojis, and your exclusive members-only content, such as UV Raw, a behind-the-scenes look at the day-to-day goings-on at United View. There's going to be some really good UV Raw episodes coming up soon because I can't spoil it, but Flex and Josh are in a very mysterious location right now. Did you like that, DJ? That was very mysterious, wasn't it? Anyway, guys, yeah, good, wasn't it? Anyway, guys, we're out of here. Have a good Tuesday, and we'll speak to you again very soon. Peace.